It was built in 1865 on the site of a former windmill. That blew down in 1860, and so that left the site to be developed, and this is what was put up.
Highfield House was constructed on Windmill Hill in 1865, 5 years after the old windmill blew down. Its construction was commissioned by a man known as Mr. Angus. During the early stages of its life, the house was known as Windmill House because of its location. The coach house was also built in 1865 on the same plot of land. However, it is not the same building that currently resides there today. The original was demolished and rebuilt afterwards. The house itself was also extended in the late 1800s, as the southern front of the house is newer than the rest of the building. However, there is no historical reference to who ordered its extensions. Windmill Hill is also known as Holt's Hill by the locals. This is because a wealthy draper called Mr. Holt lived in the house until there was a serious fire in the late 1800s. After this point, until the time of his death in 1947, Highfield House played host to Alfred Bean, the man who made a donation towards the construction of the town's hospital in 1931.
In 1947, Alfred Bean died, and it was sold to Mr. Johnson, who'd made his money on by getting the sole contract for making the capsize, and apparently it was quite dilapidated. I know this because his son has visited it on a few occasions. His son lives in Jersey now, and as you might imagine, they're already quite old.
Yeah.
But they're pleased to come and see us, and they've told us stories. And it was dilapidated, and he spent the next 10 years doing it up as I've done, and dropped dead with a heart attack.
Oh God.
So that was 1957, and it was sold to the tailors, the rich tailors of Driffields, not this brand, and they're the ones that are linked with Taylor Megginson. And they owned Beechwood, the other big house in town. They lived there, and they bought this, and they turned it into I think they called it a gentleman's club.
Yes.
And what went on there, I think it was gambling and drinking and goodness knows what else. I don't know clearly what went on, but it was the beginnings of the country club.